Howdy, hey everyone. How are y'all doing today? I'm pretty hungry, so I'm just gonna go ahead and play this one voice recording. I think that's pretty much it. I wanted to play some games on Xbox, but I'm just not really feeling it right now. So, um, what I'm gonna do is just do that and get my thoughts. That's that. If you get offended, that's fine. I'm not really worried about it at this point because I'm just kind of feeling hurt right now. Get a moment while I start my TikTok stream. Just give me a moment. A moment of silence, please. I am live on YouTube, Trovo, and TikTok. My energy levels are incredibly so just do what the stream says. Tap like, comment, share, and lurk. Because I know a lot of y'all ain't even going to have anything to say or talk because, I don't know, y'all shy or whatever. So, anywho, without further ado, let's get this on over with.
Nobody actually truly hears you. Nobody actually hears the pain in your voice because nobody truly cares. They'll say they do, but they don't because they can't afford to and because they don't have to. The beauty of life is to be able to have choices and to have only minimal to temporary regret for what you do. Now, if it's something serious, then you have permanent regret because the world will remind you what you did. Back in my day, and I don't give a flying fluke if anybody takes offense to what I have to say. Back in my day, it was a priority to care for others. It was a priority to check on your friends. It was a priority to say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, because our parents knocked some sense into us if we didn't do it, because they were teaching us about mannerisms. To check in on those that care about you. It is so difficult to not put my mouth on these past three generations. I'm really trying my best to hold my peace and let the Lord fight my battles, okay? I really am trying. It's hard. It's hard when you're constantly being pestered for choices that a grown adult makes. I want to teach to those who are listening to me something. If you ever truly want to know if someone cares about you, make one mistake. No. Hear me. Hear me when I say this. If you ever want to know if someone actually loves and cares for you, make one mistake. And if their reaction is an overreaction, then that shows you just how much they don't care about you. Unless their overreaction is granted, that just shows you that they only care about themselves. Because a person that actually cares about you is going to stick with you no matter how hard it is. And maybe that's my problem. I care too much. I think that's my problem. I just care a little bit too much. And my brothers and my family, they warned me. They said, man, you're going to always be hurt. You're going to always be hurt. It's always going to be that one person that's always going to hurt you deeply because you put more into it than you should. If you never put more into it than you should, then what they said would have never, ever struck you that hard. I'm going to say this once, I'm going to say this again. I'm a grown a grown man. I do what I want. You got a problem with it? Unfriend, block, ban, kick, leave me alone. You can do like the rest of everybody. I remind people this every time they push me to this limit. Every single time. And I'm trying to teach you all this so you won't get put to this limit like I have. Not everybody is meant to know who you are. They don't earn it and they don't deserve it. Because only the mature will understand your pain, understand your tears, understand your frustration, and not take any offense to it unless it is of a serious situation. The one thing that irritates me more than anything in this life is unforgiveness. Because I used to be that way when I was young. And my parents and family and many others had to snap me up and teach me. You have to forgive them. Yeah, they were wrong. They were dirt wrong, but you still have to forgive them. Otherwise, you over time will look like the bad person. I never understood that. I just, but they're evil. They're just such a terrible person. Well, let me tell you all something. I'm not going to say the same old tired old, quote that I stated when it comes to, unforgiveness. What happens? That's like poison. I'm going to just tell you straight up: unforgiveness kills you. Unforgiveness destroys relationships. Unforgiveness destroys your self-esteem. Unforgiveness destroys opportunities. Unforgiveness destroys your future. I'm just going to be point blank. Y'all talking about keep it real, right? I'm keeping it real right here. That's what unforgiveness does. It destroys you. Every time you talk about it, it destroys your relationship. Every time you even think about it, it destroys your mental. Every time you even want to draw about it, it destroys your opportunities. So go ahead. Keep being on unforgiving. That's perfectly fine. And we're going to keep dealing with the same old. When someone passes away, and it's always, I wish I would have told that person I was sorry. It's always going to be this way because people have not mastered this yet. And you can't expect people to master this overnight. I understand that. But it comes a point in time when you are told and taught multiple times, now it's up to you. You are not judged by what you don't know. You are judged by what you do know. And I am sick and tired of good old Christian boys and girls coming to me, want to preach to me, but yet they are the most unforgiving sons of guns I've ever met in my entire life. That's Christian, that's Catholic, whatever. It's ridiculous. But then the moment someone dies, oh, now it's okay. Oh, 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 I'm so sorry. One person, my name is Saberwolf, Twitch streamer, college student, they asked this question, I'll never forget it. They said, where do you find these people? And I say, I choose to look for them. They come to me. And I make the decision to add them to my life. Sometimes I regret it. Most times I don't. Because that's life. If you think for 1 second that your little clique, your little group of good people don't have no type of secrets and that they're just so pitch perfect, you're a fool. Every single streamer group, every single person that I meet in my entire life has this clique. They have this little group. They have this little entourage. And they stick with that one group acting like, oh, they're so safe. And that no one in that one group is trying to plot against them. They don't ever think that no one in that one group isn't thinking about suicide or homicide or genocide. They don't think that that one person's not thinking about anything of a perversion. They just think they're just so perfect. Fools, all of them. All of them, fools. I encourage people to listen and listen and listen to John Cena's heel promo. Just keep listening to it. Take notes on it. This needs to be studied in college. That man exposed a lot of what's wrong with certain relationships. But what he failed to realize is that there are always choices and you can always just leave. But doing so would mean you start to feel guilt because what people will do in those functional relationships is that they make you feel guilt. No friend of yours should ever make you feel guilt unless it is something serious and bad that you did. That is not a friend, that is a backstabber. And you want to know why people don't want to listen to me? Because I'm loud. Because I tell it like it is. Because they don't want to hear it. Oh, it's too much for me. Well, we live in an era where we have no choice. We gotta listen to it. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. I gotta listen to President Donald J. Trump talk about executive orders. That you're gonna listen to me speak the truth about everything that I've known in this life and still learn about. The truth doesn't always come clean. The truth is brutal and the truth cuts deep. That's why people aren't listening to you. Because it's the truth. If it was a lie, oh, they'll love you. They'll love you and love you and love you. Just like the world loved it when Sabu was constantly injuring himself. And now he's dead. Now I understand that no one forced him to do it. He did it on his own accord because he likes it. But something in my heart tells me he would still be alive if he kind of slowed down on the extreme matches. He will be able to see 80. The human body can only take so much. But nobody listens. When Jim Cornette was talking about this, and when many others were talking about it, did anyone listen? No. When doctors were talking about it, did anyone listen? No. So here we are in the same scenario, under different circumstances, and all we can do is just feel angry, frustrated, tired, and sad. People that truly listen to you and hear you out understand that your pain means something, even if it's small. One of my favorite quotes I like to tell anyone that's young is, that's how it starts. It starts off with someone saying that your little minimal pain doesn't matter. Then it grows and escalates. You know how a fire starts? It starts off small. Earthquakes start off small. Everyone ignores the small fire because it's not causing much damage, but it's causing a lot of damage to the ants and the bugs on the ground. They're the ones screaming for help, but no one hears them. But the moment it starts affecting everyone, Then we do something. Make no mistake. Pain is pain. Doesn't matter if it's level 1 or level 60. When someone says that they're hurt, you need to listen because it starts off small. Trauma, pain starts off small. And if it's not acknowledged or taken care of properly, it escalates. Then it becomes extreme. Then it just starts piling up, piling up, piling up, piling up, piling up, piling up. That's why I'm careful with my words. And that's why no matter how frustrated I get with people, whether it be with streaming, whether it be on TikTok, whether it be wherever, I shut my mouth. If I'm frustrated at that individual, I will shut my mouth or keep my distance from him because it makes no sense to quote unquote crash out on somebody just because they didn't listen to me. I have choices. I could just leave. Death, from what I see, has taught me a lot of things because I see it over and over and over again. People truly won't hear what you have to say unless it's something serious that you did or what someone else did, or unless you're dead. That's when people want to start doing the tributes and all that. And I understand because people are busy and they got lives. But that's when people want to start saying, oh, something could have been done. The main singer, the main lead singer of Linkin Park, I'm going to keep using this example ad nauseum, literally cried out for help in his songs. Nobody listened. The man did afterwards commit suicide years later. He literally was crying out for help in his songs. Breaking the Habit, Castle of Glass. It was so obvious that the man needed someone to help him. But what did we do? We didn't listen. You gotta understand that when someone talks in this way, people feel like, oh, I should feel bad about myself. If you feel bad, it means that you have some type of level of guilt. That means that you did something. You need to go resolve it then. I am at a point in my life where I really don't care anymore if I'm alone. I'm at a point in my life that I'm not really worried about if I ever find a lover. But I still hope, I still dream, I still work towards it. Notice how I never said wish, because wishing is for children. And I am not a child, I'm an adult. If I'm going to dream, I got to work for it. I can't wish, I got to work for it. When you get older, you're going to stop talking. You're going to see the same scenario over and over again, and you're just going to stop talking. If you see drama, you're just going to laugh and walk away. Oh, you'll be empathetic. Oh, you'll give your advice. But the moment they start yelling at you and the moment they start saying that you are a bad person, you are simply just going to look at those people and not say anything anymore. Because you want to know why? Because you will be fed up with the disrespect. Time is going to start working in ways on your side when you start making better decisions, and you're going to realize that some or most of those people were using you. Because they don't know good people. They don't know how to react. And they'll post all these little pictures with 400 plus, 4,000 likes stating that these are good people. It's a manipulative tactic. Social media is manipulative. People don't know who to listen to. They don't know who to go to. So they go towards the ones that the sheep go to. Oh, they got a little animation. Oh, they got a little fan video made about them. So that quantifies of them being this perfect good person. Yeah. works every single time. Then the moment that one person makes a mistake or they cry for help, then people stop listening because they don't see them as people, they see them as entertainment. And as John Cena said, once you're done playing with me, then you're going to find some other toy. You're going to find some other toy. And that's what happened. You want to know what happened to my views and stuff? That's what happened. They found another toy to play with. And then once they get tired of that toy, then they go to the other one, and the other one, and the other one, and the other one. You cannot get mad at people because they are still trying to find themselves. They're still trying to figure out who they are. And maybe the reason why I get so frustrated is because I know who I am, and I'm dealing with people that don't know who they are. And then I'm the one who always, potentially gets shocked when someone disrespects me and my character. It's interesting to me because I look at myself and I say, if they would treat that person like that, by God, how would they treat me? When I first started streaming and I started seeing how people were in secret treating certain other people, I ask these questions all the time. If they would treat them like that, how would they treat me? No one wants to ask that question because that question is going to reveal some dark answers. Want to know why you have a Discord server and people just stop talking? Oh, it's not really you. It's just that you're boring to them. You're boring. Yeah, you're boring. And then there's going to be videos showcasing why you're boring. So you got to conform and do what they do to make it seem like everything that you're doing is wrong. Then it's like years later, oh, now that's wrong and the old way that you're doing is right. It's a game. It's a manipulative psychological game when it comes to dealing with people. And that's why I feel so sorry for Sabu, because he injured himself and he wrestled, he was great and all of that. And I know he did his donations and whatnot. He did all this for these people just to barely get a standing ovation by his fans that are in the millions. You want to know why he decided to do a house show instead of, try to do a big show at AEW and whatnot? Because when you are close near death, right, at an old age, that's when the heavens start talking to you mostly, and they'll start revealing a lot of what's going on. And they'll give you a time limit of, oh, yeah, you need to get this straightened out or else. He saw the truth because he allowed himself to listen to what they were saying. And that's why he said, you know what? I'm going to let my 2,000 plus or 10,000 plus fans support me over the 1 million fake ones. Life is not always about trying to be recognized by every single person, because every single person that you meet is always going to find something wrong with you. As my family and many others have pretty much stated and taught me, and it's even in books, people remember for the last thing you do. But you want to know something? I do my very best to make sure that I'm not like that. Because even the people who screwed me over, who, fooled around with me and everything, I still always focus on the good they did for me. I want to be the exact opposite of that quote. But naturally, unfortunately, as you get older, that's usually how it works. You ever looked at a picture of somebody and you saw that they're doing better than you, but you know deep down that they are an evil individual and you just want to just do something, you just want to wreck their life? Let me tell you something. Don't. I remember I had evidence towards what people have done to me, how they treated me. And you want to know what I did with said evidence? I deleted it. because it's not worth it. I deleted it and I moved on. Listen, don't ever let people make you feel guilty just because you made a choice that made you happy. And as long as that choice didn't hurt anybody or yourself, then why in the world would people care about what you do? My good people, to those who are tired, stop being tired and really think about, am I doing what I'm doing to make myself happy or to make others happy? There's nothing wrong with making others happy, but let me tell you something. And it's a quote that I text my mother on Mother's Day. And she agreed. And I make this quote up. If there's one thing that many legends like John Cena, Nelson Mandela, Michael Jackson, Oprah Winfrey, and just so many others, you think of whoever you look up to, has taught me, is that it will never be enough for these ungrateful sons of guns. That's how much respect I have for my mother. I will never type out a curse word. Never. I will never show her any type of profanity or anything that's inappropriate because that's how much respect I have for my mother and my family. But we must walk in God's way, for He is proud and grateful for what we do for His ungrateful people. And for those who are atheists, but we must walk in the way that is righteous. For those that are also right are looking down and they're grateful for what you do. Do you see why I don't crash out on people no matter how many times I want to? Do you see why if I get angry, if I vent, I do it while I'm mute, or I pretty much walk away, or I get on the treadmill and I exercise, or I go read a book? Because it's called utilizing your time properly. If something happens and it's high stress, you need to squash it immediately. Do not be that type of person who holds it in and then goes off on everybody, especially those who are actually your friends. Let them vent, let them get it out, and let them feel like they won. I had to tell a friend this. Let them feel like they won. Because as people get older, they will realize, wow, that was silly of us. That was very silly of us. You can read all the books you want about how to be heard. You can talk like this. You can be all sweet and ASMR voice. You can do all of that. You can follow all those tips. Great, wonderful, excellent. Get your millions of views. Woo! Get your money. Get your money. Get your money. Woo! All those people that listen to you. All those people that love you. And secretly they're talking about you. Because they don't fully understand you. There's not one person in this world that has not said anything about a person when they met them. Because if you never did, then you're not human. But here's the difference. If you are someone that, say sorry, afterwards to themselves, then that's fine. I get it. You can make fun of people. You can say, oh, they got long ears, their lips too big and whatnot. You say whatever you want. Freedom of speech. But there are consequences to set freedom of speech. See, when you go off on someone because people aren't listening to you, always remember these scenarios. You never know who's listening in the background. And you never know if you're actually being set up or not. And the people that you think are on your side could actually be against you. People respect those who simply move on. If a person had a bad experience with somebody and all you want to do is constantly keep talking negative about said person, you eventually will end up doing the same thing to somebody else because it is a virus. And the only way you can kill that virus is through forgiveness. You will constantly always be angry at the person that you see that appears on your Twitter, Instagram, whatnot, unless you yourself move on. I wish I had a list of every single person who unfriended me and blocked me and banned me so I can do what I usually do in private, and that's wish them goodwill and good luck. Because here's the thing. We need to be hurt. We need to know who truly hates us. I'm sick and tired of dealing with people that say that they like me, but then they want to talk bad about me behind my back. Cowards. If I don't like something about you, I will let you know to your face. I will. But I also measure time. I only do it when I need to. Because when I open my mouth and when I say it, people will tell you, he cuts deep. John Cena had to wait 26 years to finally do this because he was analyzing what makes a good heel. He was analyzing, if his fans would change or not. He was analyzing, doing his research behind the scenes. And that's why everything that he said made sense. And anyone that disagrees with him, as he stated before, you're just proving his point and he's right. Just like anyone that blocks and bans me when they have no type of evidence that I did anything wrong, just shows that they're cowards. And if you don't know what a coward is, look up the definition on the dictionary. That's how powerful words are. Sometimes we use a bunch of words and terminology and don't even realize what it means, how much weight it holds. All right, I'm done talking about this. So take it for forever you will. Now, let's talk about why VR groups are just awful. We're not going to go into, they're boring. We're not going to go into, blah, blah, blah. We're not going to go into all that. We're not going to go into what happens in the groups. We're not going to go into the drama. We're not going to go into all of that. We're not going to go into the hundreds or tens plus of videos from folks who obviously do not have a life outside of VR chat. Who analyze and talk about this. No. And no disrespect to those individuals, but I'm telling you right now, there's more to life than social media. And there's more to life than flaunting your success. I assure you. Hang around some elders. Talk to them. Talk to them. They will let you know if you're going on the right path or wrong path. Talk to them. Please talk to them. If you think that I'm talking crazy, talk to some elders. Talk to your grandma and grandpa if they're alive. Should I do this? Should I make a video on this? Should I discuss this? And I promise you, they'll either say yes or no. And if they say yes, it's because they know that you know what you're doing. They say no, it's because they know that you don't know what you're doing. They're wise. Listen to them. I'll give you a good example of this and I'll move on to that topic. My family member, I was going to make a funny little TikTok. And you know what she told me? She stopped me and said, don't do it because you're going to regret it. I had to revise my whole idea. Guess what? I thank her every day that she told me not to do it. Because at that moment, I really wanted to do it. Because at that moment, I was frustrated. At that moment, I wanted to prove a point, but she stopped me. Be thankful for family members and friends who stop you from doing something that could be destructive in the future. See, it may not be destructive now, but it will be destructive in the future. Only fools just say what other fools are saying. If this book, I think you all know what I'm talking about, the Bible, talks about showing love to others and not judge, and you see someone else is doing the exact opposite, then you know they're a fool. It's really easy. You don't have to get on them. You just know they're foolish. But I also know that we all have foolish ways. All right. Let's now move on to VR groups. The biggest problem with VR groups, it is not the drama. It is not the minors. It is not anything that you hear on YouTube. That is old news. That is literally stuff that's been going on in community groups way before VR chat. These folks are just now catching up. This stuff that goes on social media has been going on in secret for a long time. These folks are trying to talk to you like it's new. It's not new. It's been going on for years. Before there was a VR chat, before social media, drama was a thing for a long time. And they start off in these small groups. They'll talk bad about that one person. They'll plot and plan. They'll pull pranks in school. They'll try to humiliate people at restaurants. This has been going on for eons. They plot and plan when they killed Jesus. They plot and plan when they, try to take out certain celebrities. Come on, people. Are y'all really this dense? And then y'all watch these videos and act like, oh, this is so new. No, it's not. Oh my God, this community is obviously the worst. No, it's not. You're just foolish. Because you listen to people with more views than you and you think that they know everything and they don't. They're just doing it for a paycheck, honey. They don't care about you. Thank you for the biddies. Thank you for this. They don't care about you. And I'm a witness to this. If you find the thousands that do care, good. Stick with them. But the rest, you can tell over time. And here's the thing, though. It's not that they didn't care before. It's just that they know what time it is. So they can't care anymore. They have to focus on just doing what makes the money. Because the algorithm doesn't care for them, so they got to make the algorithm care for them. They're not being evil. They're being real. And they're being smart. And you fools keep falling for it. Did I offend you that I called you fools? I really don't care. Like I said, I'm a villain in somebody's book, and that's perfectly fine. So I might as well continue. All right, let's talk about VR groups then. The big problem with VR groups is first impressions and the rules. When someone looks at your group, you have to make a good first impression. That means everything has to be neat, tidy, and organized and ready to go. Your Discord, your channels that you want to promote, it all has to be ready to go. Not, oh, we're working. No, it has to be ready. You are dealing with a lot of individuals in VR chat with high levels of autism, ADHD, ADD, schizophrenia, and so you all understand where I'm coming from, right? So you need to grab their attention fast. Make the description simple. This is what this group is about. Make it quirky. Give it like a simple, like a little introduction. The rules need to be simple and easy to read. I don't want to read a testament just to enter into a group. I don't want to see no silly rules that make no sense whatsoever. If I see that, I'm leaving because I'm tired of seeing it. And it's mostly with SFW streamers that have all of these rules that make no sense. They're ridiculous. And you want to know how I know they're ridiculous? Because the YouTubers talk and make fun of these groups. They have their little YouTube channels, they go, they check the description, and they laugh. How embarrassing. Especially when they represent communities that I love so much, regardless of all the nonsense that goes on around them. Your first meetup has to hit the right points. You need to have a proper introduction. You need to make sure that everyone's greeted, and those that are breaking the rules, you need to make sure that they are properly given chances. You need to do this, or your group will not grow. I can say this because I make mistakes during my orientation. Everyone had different time zones and whatnot, so I had a set time and everything was working out. Then before you know it, people just didn't care anymore. And with the recent news of what goes on within the brony furry community, people start to care less and less and less and less. Because these big YouTubers blow up situations and ruin it for everybody else. Like I said, they claim to be heroes when they are secretly just doing it for their own personal pleasure and their money and their views. They don't care about you. They do it because they do not like VR chat. They have a vendetta. They ignore the good and only focus on what's negative about it because that's all their personality is based off of. Negativity. I am based off the truth. And some people say, oh, you're truthful, it's not so kind. When I talk like this, it shows that I actually care. If I talk like this, oh yeah, this stuff is going on. Yeah, you don't really feel the emotion, do you? It just seems like someone's just telling you a bedtime story. I need to actually show and tell you the emotions that I, represent and feel. Because if I don't, then it's like I don't really care. There's this antidepressant that I used to take, and when I take it, it makes me talk like this. So when I do my streams and everything, I would just talk like this the whole time. But that's what y'all used to. You're not used to someone getting in your face and telling you what for. You're used to someone talking to you like this and just talking about the same things over and over and over again. And yet somehow that gets 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 plus views. It doesn't make any sense. But people make sense of it that are well known. And that's what constitutes and creates more of this VTuber virus. And it makes it worse. And there's nothing that can be done about it because the damage has already been done. So I have to sit idly and watch all of this unfold. That's why when you see a fire and it starts off small, you have to stomp it out immediately because the moment it spreads, you can't stop it. The damage is done. Oh, you can rebuild. You can act as if it didn't happen. That's perfectly fine. But yeah, going back on topic, VR groups have terrible orientation days. Every single one of them. They fail to introduce themselves to a lot of people. They only focus on those that are of importance. They fail to state the main goal of the group. And they fail to bring about the interest. And they do the same things that every single group does because they refuse to use their imagination. And some of these groups even have the nerve to have, certain rules where you can be a part of the stream, but you can't talk to the streamer. I've seen groups like this. And I'm like, well, what's the point? So just call it the NPC group. Call it streamer name NPCs. At least I'll feel a little bit better about myself when I'm party streams. Just say it like it is. We're NPCs. Just be honest, man. That's all we are. That's all a lot of these folks are. These folks streams. We're just NPCs. We can't talk. We can't say anything. We can't do anything. What? NPCs that don't even get paid or don't even get a shout out. That's all we are. We're props. We're assets. Just to make them look good. And I'm not talking about everybody. I keep saying that because there's folks that get in their feelings way too much. And it's funny to me. It honestly makes me laugh. Because if you know who you are, you know you're not like that. Like my mother, like my father, like my late great grandparents told me. Then why get mad? If they ain't talking about you, why get mad? Because it's your ego. Your ego is just that big. You're not all that. I'm not all that. All right? Even when I make it, I'm not all that. Because I'm humble. When I succeed and I find new discoveries, I'm going to share it with everybody. If I ever make a 3D model, I'm going to share it with everybody because I'm humble. There is nothing that this world can give me that will ever constitute to even more of the eternal happiness that I already feel. Unless they can bring back certain dead family members or friends, then maybe. But even that has a consequence. So it's like, well, why do we cry when people die? Because it's natural. You're supposed to. Because you're human. But yeah, that's pretty much one of the main reasons why. So you probably think, well, what the hell I have to do with the VR groups and the poor representation and whatnot? Because if you fail at the orientation once, no one's going to care about your group ever again. And groups that constantly just have mindless followers, be careful. They're following you for a reason. They're not following you because they like you. They're following you because they want to know more about what goes on in this group. They follow you because of a certain interest. They don't follow you because they believe in your vision. When I follow groups before, I believed in their vision. I believed in whatever that streamer stood for. But when I start to see cracks, I have to leave. Because if it's with someone that's too big for their britches, they won't listen to me. Even if I was a big dog, they won't listen to me because they're hard-headed. Because they act as if they know everything about everything. And people like that, I can't get through to them. No matter what, I can show them examples. I can use all sorts of jargon. I can speak in 5 different languages, and I promise you, they still will not listen. I'll give you a good example, and I'm not going to state their name. Someone in their 30s, a little bit older than me, and someone like me. This individual, right? Someone that I love very deeply as a good friend. They were talking about all these ideas that they had. And while they were talking, they were going on and on and on. The older 30-year-old gentleman and myself, we kept asking questions. We kept saying this. We kept doing that. And they will only answer certain parts. And then on top of that, when we would tell them, hey, you should read this comic, even if it's just a couple of chapters or a few chapters. So that way you have an idea of like how to write off these characters. Went from one ear out the other. Because when you get in that mode where you feel like you know everything, people stop wanting to teach you and help you. The biggest the deceitful thing about this life and about America in general is that it has taught us that we only listen to those who are bigger and better than us, not those who are wiser and smarter than us. This means that we miss out on certain people with lots of talent because, oh, their views are low. They're irrelevant, but this person's views are high. They obviously know what they're talking about. That is an Americanized way of thinking. And only Americans think that way. I know because I talk to those who are third world country and they tell me straight up. They tell me straight up how foolish Americans talk. And they wish that Americans would just learn a little bit more to just be quiet and listen. Third world countries look at Americans as boastful, arrogant, and greedy. And I hate to tell them this, they are right and they are wrong because not all Americans are like that. There are actual, good, loving, peaceful, thoughtful Americans. But at the same time, I can't blame them for having these stereotypes. I really can't. So what does this have to do with VR groups? First impressions are everything. You gotta be careful what you talk about in your groups. If you're 18 plus, then keep it that way. If you're not 18 plus, then you keep it that way. Don't flip flop. Don't try to be both. Because you will confuse those who are not mature to handle both topics. They join for a purpose. Keep it that way. Unfortunately, not everyone has the comprehension skills to handle both things at the same time because people naturally cannot multitask. They have to be focused on one thing and that's it. So if your main focus is this, you have to keep it at that. If your main focus is this, then you have to keep it at that. Sorry. Sorry. Unfortunately, people are not that advanced. Sorry. I tried it. It fails. You have to stay focused on one thing. You want to know why I never wanted to be a streamer, but now I have to? Because all people would do is force me to be one thing. Update this one thing. Update that one character. And I will have to do that until I say I'm done, I'm retiring. As John Cena says, awful people. Awful people. And when I will come to some of these folks' streams or in their groups, and they will talk about how depressed and sad they are because they don't have a lot of people, but yet people follow them. I want to look at them so badly and say, look at what you're doing. That's why people aren't showing up. You have to do something that's different from the other groups. Again, people won't listen to me, especially they're the same age as me. They definitely won't listen to me. They're going to look at me like, oh, it's just like they just won't do it. I like to help people. I like to see people succeed. But when I start seeing that arrogance in people, and I start seeing the little rules, and I start seeing how they start acting towards others, that's why I'm not going to plurality. That's why I'm not. That's why I'm not going to even bother. That's why I'm not giving them my $35 unless I'm gifting it to someone because I don't want to deal with that type of nonsense. I attended 4 of them, and I think that's enough. I got better things to do than focus on plurality. I'll gladly, spread the word about everything, but me person going, no, thank you. Well, man, you did because I'll never forget the good memories. See, that's the thing. I still remember the good memories. I still remember the good times, and I push back all the bad things that happen. But that's what mature people do. Case in point, more VR groups need to learn how to handle drama better. They need to learn how to deal with certain situations better. They need to train their mods better. Definitely their mods, because most of their mods suck. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I've been sugarcoating it for over 4 years. For however long groups have been apart, they suck. They refuse to learn. They refuse to do better. They refuse to, you know, um, you know, learn from their actions. They're just immature people. And some of them don't know how to balance it out. And they're not even getting paid. So imagine sucking at your job or your role and not even getting anything in return. And being a mod is tough. Being a mod is stressful. And I'm only talking about the big streamer mods. I ain't talking about, the small streamer mods. Small streamer mods are actually pretty good, but all of them, even myself when I was a mod, need to be trained. See, the difference between me is that I can own up and say, yeah, I can do better than that. And I'm not talking about temporary mods. I'm talking about the ones that dedicate themselves to that streamer, to that person, to that group, and then all of a sudden they just stop because life. So there you go. 3 big problems with VR groups and why they continue to fail. Their mods, the rules that make no sense, and the first impressions. That's why you have ghost followers, because they don't know what the group truly represents. They just follow it like mindless zombies because they don't have nothing else better to do. And if I offend you by saying the mods suck, cry about it, I do not care. Suck it up. People tell me I suck all the time. Suck it up. Do better. I know I have to do better. I've heard you all say worse things in y'all streams. Don't you even dare try to come to me talking about, oh, that's terrible to say that. These streamer mods suck. The Discord mods suck. And the VR chat group mods suck. Because if they didn't suck, there wouldn't be all these expose videos about these groups. Now, would there be? That's why I'm slowly but surely leaving groups, just leaving Discord groups over, and I'm just leaving them, I'm leaving them. Do not take the role of a mod if you're not going to be dedicated to it. And ask before you take the role, is there anything that you can offer to me before I even bother? Anything. It could be a $10 DoorDash gift card. Something just to say thank you. It could be an art commission. Something. And that's why your mods suck, streamers, because they feel like they don't have to do anything for you because you aren't paying them. So they're purposely sucking because they don't care. I made the same mistake, having a bunch of mods and they wouldn't do dilly squat. Because I told them they didn't have to. I did it all on my own. I told them, oh, you're a temporary mod, do whatever, do whatever. And when I needed them the most, only 1 or 2 of them actually answered the call. That's why, over time, I got rid of my Discord group. It's gone. I deleted my whole Discord too. It's gone. no regrets. Successful people will deceive you into thinking that if you do it their way, you will always be successful. But what they fail to realize is that there will always be someone ready to outdo you and show you why you're wrong. We are supposed to work together. Don't tell me how much you love Michael Jackson and you won't even practice what you preach when you listen to his songs. Oh, you're just mad. You're just venting. How unprofessional of you. I can hear y'all. I can hear all of y'all right now. And that's perfectly fine. You have a choice to be with whoever you choose to be. You have a choice to follow whoever you want to follow. You have a choice. But if I see something that's wrong, I'm still going to call it out. I don't care. Because it's my choice and I have a right to do so. Even if nobody hears me, that's perfectly fine. Because I'd rather tell the truth where only a select few hear me than to just spout a bunch of nonsense like everybody else is doing these days just to grow, just to be popular. Grow to be this big star and to be popular. No. There are so many projects that I cancel. There's so many projects that I say I'm going to leave this for when I'm done with streaming. Or I go on a long hiatus. Because I look at it and I say, nah, not worth it. Not worth my time. Not worth my money. Because it won't be appreciated. So then I had to find a group, Freedom Planet, that actually did appreciate me. Maybe not the top dogs, but the fans, some of the fans. And guess what? That's good enough for me. Actually, no, I apologize. There was someone that did appreciate me as well, and that was Spacey Bat herself, the creator of Freedom Planet. A lot of people ask, do you regret joining a lot of those Discord groups? No, because if I never joined these Discord groups, if I never had the experience that I had for these past 10 years with social media, which was a roller coaster between heaven and hell, I would have never learned anything. See, learning equals pain, but it also can equal pleasure. You'll like what you learn, but you'll hate what you learn too. You need to go towards topics that you don't want to learn about. That's how you grow as a person. You can go towards whatever that you like, that's fine. But when you ever caught in a situation where you have to learn something that you don't like, then that's going to really show your maturity levels. Your life can be so much better if you just focus on you and only do what you can for people, because no matter what you do for people, it will never be enough. And I mean this for the majority. I don't mean this for everyone. There's a rare select few, and I mean the millions that are not like this, but the billions of people have this mentality that the world owes them something. And no matter what happens, no matter what laws or policies are put into place, it will all still be the same. Somebody is going to run their mouth and complain. I'm the type of person who sees the good in everything. If PR groups were so great, right? I wouldn't even bother having to make this little voice recording. I'll be like, you know what? They're perfect. Awesome. Let's move on. I would just say, you know what? This is what they could do better. Oh, awesome. They listen. Sweet. Oh, they listen to that one person too. Awesome. Oh, man, they listen to that one person from India. Sweet. Awesome. All right. Oh, amazing. Life doesn't work that way. Some people are just hard headed and don't listen. A lot of these furry and a lot of these brony, I promise you, it's all going to fall down. This was just something that people had came up with. And I assure you, just like with Vine, it's going to all topple and fall down. There's going to be more exposure. There's going to be more people trying to destroy one another because the candle is starting to lose its light. It's no longer bright and shining anymore. It's about to go out. If people show you who they are, respect it and believe them. If they don't care about what you stand for, then you know how to treat them the next time that you talk to them. There are people really making it easy for you. Just don't be foolish. Just don't be foolish and you won't be hurt. Because people have to grow and learn. You can still be a good person and a good Samaritan and do the right things. Yeah, you can do all of that. But some people just need to grow up. And the only way they can grow up is if you are out of the picture. It's when you stop talking. It's when you respond with, understood. Okay. All right. I got you. You are so correct. Wow, I never thought of it that way. And when you start responding like that, watch and see they start to wake up. Especially if you're someone that's known for always giving your input. With so many icons that I grew up with passing away and dying, and just see how much pain they were in. Some of it caused by their own decisions, but most of it caused by just people. It's like there's never really truly going to be an end, is there? So why is it that people still keep going? Because that's just how much they love themselves and they love their vision and their passion. Keep living and you're going to see a lot of patterns. Keep living and you're going to see the same old things over and over again. Keep living. Maybe one day, people will wake up, but don't count on it. Don't count on it anytime soon. Because that one day to you can be 20 years for them. You're not supposed to live this life trying to do everything right. You're here to learn and to do better. You're here to reinvent and to improvise. And as long as you respect yourself, others, and the environment around you, I promise you, you'll be just fine. But if you try to keep fixing it and fixing it and fixing it and keep trying to snap people out of it, you are going to hate your life. You have to be that one person that pops up a bag of popcorn and just watch people fail. I'm sorry. Because there's only so much you can do for ungrateful people. There's only so much you can do for closed-minded individuals. And sometimes you just got to watch it fall. And that's okay. Because everybody, including myself, needs a wake-up call. I am not going to sit here and act like that I'm so perfect. I have made silly mistakes where I have to watch my hard work fall because of my decisions. Thing is, with me, is that I own up and I just try again and do better. Whatever you got out of this is completely up to you. If you find I'm just blah 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 blah, that's fine. That's up to you too. But let me tell you something. I will always tell the truth, and the truth is gonna hurt. And the truth may cause me to never get a bunch of views, but that's fine because I'd rather live in truth than to live in delusional lies that I see every single day. Good night, everybody.
If you missed anything that I was stating in that recording, you can check out my YouTube at Live Will. So I guess I can go ahead and just. So to those that are listening on YouTube, I'm also on TikTok as well and in trouble. Excuse me. Just please understand that I'm in a vulnerable state right now because a lot of people that I looked up to is just passing away, man. Uh, it's been really rough. It's been really tough. I mean, it's like, man, is there anyone left in the '90s? I believe there is still. It's just nobody would have ever imagined this happening so soon. You know, I mean, I get that he's 60, but it's just his death just brought out a bunch of emotions in me. Jesus, it just brought out a lot of emotion in me. To those who came to my last live, thank you. I appreciate it. Um, I just don't know how to feel. Hey, old man, how's it going? Hey, Mr. Fialso, Bernie Spice, Jesse Snap. Hey, man, how's it going? See us, Fallout. Or see us, Fallout. How you doing? It's just, I just don't know how to feel, man. I've been feeling like myself since last weekend. But let's go on to another topic. How was y'all Mother's Day? Uh, my mother had a wonderful one. Pay my respects to my grandparents. Um, and just it was definitely emotional one for me, and definitely for some people, well, most people. But all in all, I'm happy with the fact that a lot of people found a way to make their Mother's Day great. Everything. The Mulbus of Donkeys. That's honestly a funny name. The Panda Lovely and Our Blood Five. How's it going? So yeah, it's just it's been pretty out there. Hey Wolf, how's it going? So just just doing my best to keep it together. Dre, good to see you. How are you? Because I mean, man, I had plans to play Xbox and do a little VR, but I just don't know how to feel, man. I really don't. It's like almost every month or when I wake up and it's like, oh, this person passed, this person passed. It's like I'm in a good mood, I'm motivated, I'm working out. No, I just got off the treadmill 30 minutes because I have to come back to the stream and then I hear about certain news and it's I just don't know. The fact that I'm actually able to do this stream, still is miraculous on my end. But I can't just sit around and act like nothing's up with me. I can't just, sit around and be like, oh, this is going on. So, yeah, it's fine. Uh, I'm just speechless, man. I'm just speechless. Just, wow. Yeah, the wrestling world, his family, whatnot, they're hurting, and Raw is gonna be quite the emotional roller coaster. I'm gonna try my best to tune in, but yeah, I grew up with this man. He helped me out through some really tough times. He was definitely one of the ones that showed me that it is possible to fight through any type of pain. Being put through barbed wire, whatnot. I mean, I thought that was the most insane thing anyone can do, but he was the one that originated that. Yeah, he was the one. Everyone was like, "Whoa, putting yourself through barbed wire, that's crazy," but he did it. So, and all those scars on his body, man, and how he wore that with pride. It's awesome. But I assure you that let's see, when the 15 comes, Doom, Dark Ages, you know, I the mood will be changed. I'll be playing Doom. And we're all gonna have a good time. I'm gonna be blasting away at demons and corrupt angels. It's gonna be great. But if anybody told me that this was gonna happen, I just hang on. I'm getting some messages. Check to see what's going on. Just the same old hi message. Okay. Yeah, people don't want anything. They just, oh, hey, Jeremy, welcome back. Hey, Plane. Hey, Pax. Hey, Neptune. Hey, Samory. Do y'all have any questions about my TikToks? No questions? Okay. And someone just sending me Milo Pony stuff. I remember you said you moved to right. What happened, anyways? Yeah, Homelander final. Yeah, it is still on YouTube. That is correct. Thank you for reminding me. Um, I really don't want to talk about it, Jeremy. But I thank you for asking. I just prefer not to talk about it. Hmm. Yeah, I'm just checking my DMs. I don't even know what these DMs are for, honestly. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. I appreciate you asking. All right, that's good. All right, I already streamed for like an hour, and this will be like an additional 10 minutes. So here's the plan, real quick before y'all go. Um, no stream Tuesday. I really need to get myself together mentally because a lot of what happened last weekend was just a lot on my end, especially this news. So no stream Tuesday. Uh, Wednesday, yes. Thursday, yes. Thursday is just Doom Dark Ages all day. I'm just gonna be playing Doom Dark Ages. So I'm really excited about that game. Wednesday, I'll figure out what to do, but no stream Tuesday on TikTok. Maybe YouTube and Trovo, but not TikTok. And I'm still trying to figure out what I'm gonna do, you know, for my 4 year streaming anniversary. All right, that's it. Y'all have a good one.